What's up, Dopeville? Today I'm walking you through a hookup for a dredge container from one of our intermodal accounts. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it. I did not edit this video, so you're gonna see plenty of my unbaked big girl biscuits busting out the pants. It was laundry day, so sorry not sorry. I promise I'm gonna try to do better on the next video. But thanks for coming in, and I hope y'all like the video. Please hit that subscribe button, like, share, drop a comment on content that you want to see or any questions that you have, and hit that notifications button so you can stay updated on all my new videos that I'm gonna be dropping. And let's get into. Hey again, so we are going around the truck. We're gonna check on our fifth wheel release handle. This is where I'll show you that when the handle is pulled all the way out, it means that the sliding lock in the back is unlocked and open so that we can connect. And if it's pushed in, it means that the sliding lock is closed and we cannot back up to a container or a trailer. There's a space between my chassis and my fifth wheel, which is that plate the box is currently sitting on. And the dangers of that is that you can slide all the way back and get yourself stuck. So I'm walking around the truck to go ahead and use our handle on our landing gear, which is also known as our legs, to lower the trailer a bit so that I can go ahead and hook up to that chassis. The chassis is the blue frame that you see in the video. The container, the drayage box, is the green box. There are two separate pieces that need to be put together and locked up, and I'm going to show you how to do all that. So right now, I am pulling out my landing gear handle. I'm pushing it into high gear. When it's pushed all the way in, it's high gear, cranks faster. When it's pulled all the way out, it's in low gear and it cranks slower, but makes it a lot easier. So most of the time you want to go to the left to raise your legs and the right to let them down. But with anything in the trucking industry, if it has repairs, the chances of that being correct are 50-50. So you always want to check exactly which way the handle cranks and which direction your legs are going. So if you want to go to the left a couple turns to see if it's going up or down, so you know how to raise or drop your legs. So I'm going to go ahead and try it in high gear to bring these legs up so that I can go ahead and lower the box onto my fifth wheel plate so I can go ahead and back up. It was giving me a bit of resistance, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out into low gear so that I can go ahead and lower this box so that I can get connected to it. So we just cranking, getting in that big girl exercise. Also, I know you guys noticed that it is snowy and icy outside. And I have on some damn Nikes, which is not proper footwear. Any vet will tell you that. It's very important to have on the right kind of shoes in the right conditions. So right now I am just watching the space between my fifth wheel plate and my container. I will be doing a video on pre-trip and in cab, and I'll specifically point out each of the parts to let you know what they are, what they do, and how important of a role they play when you're a truck driver. So as you can see, the container is slowly lowering onto that fifth wheel plate, which is that big metal butt cheek looking thing. Since I've closed the gap now, I'm going to go ahead and check to see how low my container is sitting, and then I am going to walk around in my truck, hop on in, and back this box up. So now that I see that there's no space between my chassis, which is the blue frame, and my fifth wheel, I'm gonna go ahead and back this box up. So let the Jeopardy music play. So I'm just joking. There's not going to be any Jeopardy music. Fun fact about Dusty Blue, which is the truck loaned to me by Natex. It's a company with super cool people. I am in a 13 speed, so it takes me a little bit. It was a 10 speed that they turned into a 13 speed, so the gears are a bit sticky. But once I'm in, I'm going to go ahead and slowly slide this tractor back underneath my chassis until I hear a click. I want to let new drivers know, do not rely on listening just solely to make sure you've connected, because sometimes the locks on the inside, the jaws on the inside will not slide properly, and the sliding lock in the back wheel. So you'll hear that click, but you always want to kind of push back just a little bit extra, and then you want to also do a mini tug. I do it 3 times, nice and quick. just to make sure that I am completely connected to my box. And then we're going to get out and get up under our trailer. Well, in this case, our drayage box. We're going to duck walk underneath so that we can go ahead and check to see if our jaws have closed around our kingpin and if our sliding lock has slid into place, so that we know we are completely and securely connected to this very heavy container. Hello again, I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and check that sliding lock. Up there they are, biscuits busting out the can. Hey, big girl biscuits busting out the can. Hey, nah, I'm just playing with y'all. So we're gonna go get up under this dusty, dirty box. I usually wear head protection for my weave, but my weave was raggedy, so it don't matter. So if you look closely in the video, you'll see that nice little thin bar in between those two butt cheek like plates. And that is just our sliding lock. Directly behind that, you can see the jaws squeezing the kingpin. They're nice and firm. And that's what's going to make sure that we can pull this box safely, and that when we try to move our tractor, our box will follow along without any problems. So since I went ahead and checked that, I'm gonna go ahead and half-ass secure my flashlight. I'm gonna go and get this handle. I'm gonna crank it, raise these legs, and then we're gonna move on to I know I'm saying a lot, y'all, I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and move on to securing our 4 container locks. I just yoked myself up, by the way, playing around, doing my big girl squats, and bend and squeeze. Bend and squeeze, bend and squeeze. Oh, okay, I guess I got tired. You know, we typically do that, especially when you're big and your knees ain't right. But as you can see, my legs are coming up nice and smooth. Never swing your handle the way I'm doing in the video, because you can get hit in the face, or, you know, your big girl jewels or your little girl jewels. Some little girls, little ladies got, you know, big jewels, but you never want to do it like that. You want to secure that handle with your full hand or both your hands, and you want to crank. And be careful, you can pull a muscle and seriously hurt yourself. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, that does happen. So now we're going to go ahead and secure our handle into the latch that is specifically made to hold our handle, keep it from breaking off while we're transporting our box. And if the box does not have a handle, I keep zip ties in my truck, even if I'm not pulling a drayage container, so that I can secure my handle and that it doesn't jiggle around and break off, because the worst thing ever is to get to a destination and not be able to get that box off your back because you can't lower your legs. Then you're waiting on roadside, and that could take forever. So we're going to walk around the truck. Y'all about to see more of my big girl biscuits. My pants kept falling down. I had put a pair of shorts on underneath because they were kind of thin, like a thin pair of leggings. It was what I had. And this is where the cameraman tells me, hey man, your biscuits is popping out. And so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. You know, but I'm gonna leave them bloopers in. Authenticity, y'all know it ain't gonna be perfect, but you're gonna get the knowledge you need. So let's go ahead. We're gonna open up this door. I'm gonna grab me some zip ties, because I'm gonna need them to secure those locks on my container, to make sure that once they're locked, they stay locked and that they don't release, so that I don't drop a box and possibly kill a ton of people or myself. I like to carry 5 or 6 when I'm walking around, because it is cold. They do typically break. Oh, that beautiful spoiled brat is my road broad. That's Bella Jinx. And she's shaking like a stripper, even though she really want to get out the truck. But she's a pain in my ass. So we're going to go ahead and put her back in the truck, and we're going to go and get on to this first lock. So as you see in the video, I'm going to go ahead and get up on this catwalk to connect my lines before I secure the lock, because I like to go and do everything at one time. Securing my lines not only allows me to check my brakes once I'm back in the truck, but I'm able to check my lights in the back. So anytime you're getting in and out of your truck, you want 3 points of contact. You want to make sure your hands have a hold on 2 different places, as well as a footing, a secure footing, especially in the wintertime, ice and snow. So I'm going to go ahead and use my hand to hold on to the bar in the back. For my catwalk, I'm gonna show you guys, most trucks come with 1 or 2 of these, and it's just to help you get up and down off of your catwalk. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up there. Come on, girl, get your big butt up there. I talk a lot, y'all, I'm sorry. I told y'all I didn't edit this video. Feel free to fast forward to the meaty parts. So there are 3 lines that you need to connect when you are connecting up to a box. You have a blue line, which is your service brake line. That line is connected to the brake pedal you would normally use in your vehicle. Then you have a red line. That is your emergency brake line. That is to help you stop in case of emergencies, common sense. And then you have this beautiful green line. This is our electrical line. It helps us light up our boxes so that people can see us on the roads, and that we don't get tickets from DOT, who can be really huge asshats. So there's a tab on the back of your electrical line. You want to line that tab up to the direct top slot of your electrical box. And on the inside of the lid to that electrical outlet, there's a tab there. So you want to push your electrical line in there nice and sturdy. I was having problems because my gloves suck. I need a new pair. But you want to push that in, and then you're going to let the flap down. Once the flap is down, you want to make sure that that tab on the top of the flap is behind the tab on your line. And then you're going to do a little jiggle to make sure that it doesn't come out very easily. Then you're going to go ahead and plug up your service line, which is the blue line. Fun fact, the blue line always goes on the left side of your box. Most of the time, it's very rare you'll find a box that's set up the other way around, but your blue line is always connected to the left side of your electrical outlet, and your red line, emergency brake, is always connected to the right side. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect these for y'all. There's gonna be a little slot in the back. You want to kind of hang this on an angle. It has 2 little black bushings on the inside. You want to make sure those are connected and lined up correct. So you're going to slide that on an angle into the slot, and then just lower it down. And you want to make sure to line it up right, because you really need that connection, that air connection, to be secure. If you ever have a problem, you want to make sure that it's not too jiggly or that you don't hear air hissing out of it. That means your connection is not secure and your brakes will not work properly. And that is a huge no-no, especially when you're running intermodal accounts, because those loads are seriously heavy. And sometimes, usually they're typically more heavier than, if you were pulling reefer or dry van, or flatbed. So we're going to go ahead and secure those. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop my big ass down off this catwalk and get started on these 4 locks. I really wish I could have left the audio on for y'all, but it was kind of loud. My headset was falling off. I was just struggling. It's the first video, so if you guys have any tips or tricks, any content that you want to see, please drop a comment. Don't forget to hit that like and that share button. Also subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any more content. I have a ton of stuff in store for you guys, and I'll also be doing giveaways. I like to slip that in to the middle of the video. That way people who are actually watching will have a heads up when I'm gonna do giveaways. I give away a ton of stuff, y'all, so just stay posted. I'm gonna use my zip ties to secure these locks. On this very first lock, you can visibly see that this lock is not locked. The way that I check that is on the back of your container on the bottom side, there's a hole that I'm going to show you. And you should be able to see the lock inside there and feel it. And if you don't, the chances are that it's either broken or it's not locked are high. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys what this hole looks like. It's a pretty big hole. I've got pretty big hands and big fingers, so getting up in there is easy for me. No pun intended. And then you want to check and see the position of your lock. So my lock is pushed all the way out toward the front of my chassis, and that means that it's not locked. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that bad boy on up in there. And it's gonna go in nice and easy and securely fit. But me being extra, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and struggle a little bit. We got a broken piece of zip line and zip tie in there that is not for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. But I'm just showing you guys the slot in which the lock goes in. And then I'm going to go and put it back, but it's going to get a little stuck. So I'm going to struggle, get frustrated, and finally realize like, oh, okay, I can push it in through the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through the hole and push it all the way to the back so it slides back in, and we can go ahead and secure that with a zip tie. We're going to pull out this old cruddy broken one because that doesn't belong to us. And then we're gonna go ahead and use our zip tie. I'm gonna pass off my items to the cameraman because I am sick of struggling at this point. And we're gonna go ahead and slide the zip tie into the holes provided so that you can secure that lock handle to the whole frame. That really is just gonna make sure that as you're driving, that lock can't jump out of the slot, causing your box to be loose on one side, because that can cause you to roll over or have an accident. The zip tie that I am using, the tip of it will go through the flat side and come out of the side that's kind of thicker. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it around the handle of the lock. After we slide it into the holes that are secured to the frame, that's gonna keep that box inside of there. And I wish I could insert some music right here because I'm a boring person, but I really want to give y'all this information. So while I struggle to put this zip tie into these holes that you see here, I'm just going to explain a little bit. You always want to make sure, if you are not sure that your lock is secure, you want to use as many zip ties as you need to. I don't use any more than 2, but I try to find 2 secure places to put those zip ties so that those locks are extremely secure. I've seen some crazy things on the road, y'all. Y'all don't want to be a part of those accidents, and you don't want to be the cause of somebody losing their life or the cause of your family's heartbreak because you done lost your life, all because you didn't take the time to secure your damn lock with a zip tie. It takes 5 minutes. If my big ass can do it, y'all can do it. And even though it took me way more than 5 minutes, I would highly suggest taking out the time to make sure those are secure. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and head to the back of this box on the other side. We're gonna stop on the way to just kind of give our tires a glance, and make sure we check the tread depth on them, make sure the air pressure is good, because you don't want to be rolling with flat bald tires. You know, I've got a flat butt, and even though I ain't bald headed, I'm just saying, y'all want to pick the struggle. Pick your struggle. Right now, actually, I'm about to pick my struggle because I was so tired of my biscuits busting out the can. I just decided to let the biscuits out. And as I'm doing that in the middle of the rail yard, you're going to see a driver come on down and look at me like I'm crazy because it is the winter time and I am literally stripping off my pants. And it is what it is. I'd rather be able to move freely than to keep having to stop and interrupt this video just because I did not dress correctly due to needing laundry. So here we go. We walking. Ooh, y'all, look at them pancakes. I'm just playing, y'all. So again, I'm walking back to this, the back of this container. I'm gonna secure this lock, and there will be 2 more in the back that I can show you guys and show you how we're gonna secure those. But for now, we just gonna watch me go ahead and throw this on because I did have a route to complete and it was pretty far away. You know, we rode a little bit of a ways to get there, so I was running out of hours fast. And I like my bed. I like to sleep at night, so I was trying to get the hell up out of Illinois and back home. So while I secured this lock here, before we head into the back, I just want to give y'all a glance at that. I had to use 2 zip ties for that box because the handle was loose. So we headed to the back. I'm gonna stop to just briefly check my tires. I actually did that before we started this video because I didn't think about doing the video till after. We're just gonna make sure that the tire pressure is good. You really want to check the tread depth on your tires. Make sure you got a decent amount of tread on there because the last thing you want to be doing is sliding. You also want to check your mud flaps. Make sure they're not too low on the ground and that you have 2 of them. You're gonna check the handles, all the handles on your dredge box to make sure that they are locked into place and secured. If it's a loaded trailer, you're gonna go ahead and check that seal. I typically tell people to carry their phone, take a picture of it because that's information you'll need to get that box in the rail yard. And then we're gonna go ahead and check our lights, make sure we have them. Sometimes there are lights at the top you want to look for, but it's really the brake lights that you're looking for and the lights over your license plate because that helps DOT see your container and its identifying information. When the locks on your container in the back are lined up perfectly with the frame, the piece of metal that you see holding the locks, that means it is in an unlocked position. You want to turn that lock sideways so that it prevents the box from jumping up. It kind of creates its own barrier. As you can see, the lock handle, we're going to go ahead and push that into place behind our securing mechanism, which is just a a metal piece. It shouldn't be that jiggly, but the way I'm gonna zip tie it is gonna make sure that it does not unlock on me or pop out of place while I am driving. Now it is in the lock position, and as you can see, if the box were to go up, it would get caught on that lock on the sides, preventing it from falling over or tipping over. So I'm gonna go ahead and squat down with my big girl thighs and my big girl kneecaps in horrible condition. I thought I'd do it from the top, but I'm gonna go ahead from the bottom, but I'm gonna go ahead and insert that zip tie at the top. I'm gonna bring it down and around that lock handle and then back through the hole on the bottom side of that securing mechanism. And then I'm just gonna zip tie that in place to make sure that that handle does not go anywhere. There will be a lot of times you get a box that doesn't have one of those. There are other pieces that are there for you to secure. If you do get a box without that handle, don't take that box, because that securing mechanism and that handle are vitally important to keeping your locks in place so that your box don't come up. So here we are, second box. That position means that it is not locked and I need to turn it. However, this one was a bit stiff and kind of messed up. So I had to do a couple things to get it to lock into place. I was pushing on it, pounding on it with my fist. Railyards offer roadability, which is just like their maintenance shop, but it takes hours sometimes, and I really had a long run ahead of me. My hours of service will be running out toward the end of my trip back, so I was trying to conserve all the time as humanly possible, which is why it's so important to have some kind of tools in your truck, a little hammer, a chisel, some things that you can get done on your own without needing to take it to roadability, because you don't want to get caught in a rail yard, especially if there's a train passing through and it just happens to stop on the track to be unloaded or uncoupled, so that I can continue on to its next place. Sometimes those trains stop for hours at a time. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that lock. This camera is gonna stay on that lock so that you can see that it's secure, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on, check the other ties, and boom, 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 go to the next spot. I was really trying not to like bust my smidigans, y'all, this whole video, so I apologize if it's a bit choppy. So now that we done checked all 4 of our locks, our mud flaps, our tires, our fifth wheel, our kingpin, and our lines, I'm gonna head to the front to do one more tug test and pull this box out of the slot. I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, share, drop a comment. I'm giving away free game all 2022. And hit that notifications tab so that you are aware of when I drop new videos. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I'll be back with more bangers. Say bye-bye, Bella Jinx. We out this hole. Laters.